Hey, what's going on? I want to just give you a little list of some of my favorite episodes from the 1988 TV series called Monsters, which was brought to you by the same folks who had made Tales from the Darkside, as you probably know. I'm going to start this off with one of my all-time favorite episodes, Pillow Talk. It's about a horror writer who's pulling women to his house, and, well, he's feeding them to his bed. I don't want to give away the twist ending if you've not seen it, but there is a twist. You probably recognize the actor in this one. That's John Dale. He was in Motorama. Awesome movie. If you have not seen Motorama, go see Motorama. Anyways, Pillow Talk. One of my favorite episodes. Here's a classic. When I was a kid, we'd all tell bad jokes. And one of them involved a farmer and his daughter and like a book salesman who broke down or something. And oh my God, wouldn't you know it? There's an episode called The Farmer's Daughter, but there's no joke here. I don't want to give away too much. This episode is messed up. You have to watch it. This is probably one of the finest episodes. This one haunts you. This one's good. And then you got the episode La Strega, which it's not so much for the story. It's more because of Linda Blair in 1989. I don't think I need to say much more than that. Watch this one. And oh my God, then there's The Face. This one to me feels like inspired by Evil Dead, sort of. It's about this guy and his brother, and the fella gets bitten by his latest victim, which was an old witch. And she gets her revenge on him, and her face starts to grow out of his hand. And I'm going to be honest, if a face grew out of my hand, they wouldn't be able to air that on TV. Anyhow, yeah, so, but then there's more to it. It keeps going. The whole thing feels the vibe of it, so moody, and it feels like Evil Dead 1 or 2. It has a vibe that it feels familiar. You're going to love that episode. Oh, this one's good. The Waiting Game. After a nuclear holocaust, those who are safe inside the bunker that launched the attack find evidence that there are survivors outside their doors. But of course, there's a creepy twist. A Face for Radio, starring Morton Downey Jr. You probably recognize him from that Tales from the Crypt episode, where he's like a television host who goes into a haunted house. You've seen it. If you haven't, go see that too. But on this one, he plays a radio talk show host. He has a guest who brings an alien in a cage. This one is a must-see. The acting is great. The only complaint I have is this woman is played as being attractive. Morton Downey Jr.'s character even refers to her as handsome. So, no offense to the handsome ladies out there. Anyways. Here's another one, Stressed Environment, a bunch of killer rats in the lab. The beginning of this one is oddly overly seductive in its music. Saxophone heavy and some side boob for some reason. I mean, that's a good enough reason to watch it. But, that aside, you get these really cool little claymation rats with spears. That's a must-see episode. I'm throwing this one on just because it's so WTF. It's Portrait of the Artist, and it's starring the father from A Christmas Story. So, I mean, that alone is enough. But then you got this crazy stuff going on. It's like an art gallery that's real people. I don't want to spoil too much of what's going on here, but watch it. Love it. And then you have the episode Mannequins of Horror, which I liked, seeing this one for the first time. I liked it because it reminded me of, I think it was, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the Clay Freddy. It just kind of gave me that same vibe. It's about a psychotic doctor who discovers a way to animate clay figures. It's creepy. You got to watch it. Another one that I'm going to go ahead and throw out there, pretty damn good. It may not be everybody's favorite, but I like this one. It's called Taps. It's about an overly ambitious dancer who is haunted by the shoes of her partner, the same partner that she murdered in order to push her career along. I think what I like most about this one is you get to see some severed legs dancing. I don't know. The first time I saw this, I couldn't stop laughing. But the absurdity of it never makes me feel like it's not an interesting story. You kind of always know where it's going, but come on. Dancing feet with no body, dismembered feet. I'm going to throw this on the list because it just sticks to you. It's called Bar Below. And it's about like Yeti chud creatures living in the subway system beneath the ground. And I think this old fella is like mating with them and creating babies. And it's so messed up. It's kind of funny. It's kind of dark. Yeah, it's messed up. Here's a classic episode, The Family Man. It's kind of like They Live. This boy's father was a cop whose life ended, and the boy is wearing his deceased father's glasses, which enable him to see something that others cannot see. Like he's able to recognize that his mother's new boyfriend is some kind of reptilian creature. And I'm going to spoil this one. The little boy finds his father's gun, takes out that reptile. But you got to watch it. It's so good. This one is worth watching for a few reasons. It's called The Moving Finger, and it's based on a story by Stephen King. And this is one of the weirdest episodes of anything I think I've ever saw. This man becomes preoccupied with the fact that he finds a finger poking out of his sink, and it's a really long finger, and it just kind of keeps getting longer. And so he resorts to pouring some drain cleaner down the sink. And I don't know what the point of the story was, but it's a great episode. It's a great episode. Anyways, by no means am I saying these are the hands down only episodes worth watching. There's 72 episodes to this TV series, and even the worst episodes are absolutely worth your time. I promise you that. If you get a chance, watch them all. While you're here, maybe consider subscribing, hitting that like button, and check out these other videos here on screen. Tell me what your favorite episode was in the comments, and have a good one.